Kaibigan, huwag ka na munang lumabas ng inyong bahay, maliban na lang kung bibili ng pagkain o may emergency. Tandaan ang mga sumusunod. Kung kailangang lumabas ng bahay, magsuot ng mask. Siguruhin may 1 metro ang layo sa ibang tao. Magdala lagi ng alcohol o alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Huwag hawakan ang iyong mukha. Sa wastong pag-iingat, ang virus hindi kakalat. COVID-19, kayang-kaya nating tapusin. Para malabanan ang COVID-19, ang kailangan natin ay tama at totoong impormasyon, hindi fake news. Huwag ka agad maniniwala sa nababasa at naririnig. Ang pagkalat ng mga maling paniniwala tungkol sa COVID-19 ay nagdudulot ng panik, takot at maling desisyon. Laging i-double check kung saan nanggaling ang nabasa o narinig. Maging mapanuri at i-share lamang ang tamang impormasyon. Sa wastong pag-iingat, ang virus hindi kakalat. COVID-19, kayang-kaya nating tapusin.
Yo, this is Cyclone, and y'all are listening to Gising Diwa on Edge TV with Jug Honeyluv.
Makabuluhang tugon ng pagsagasa, patriotikong galaw higit pa sa pagbawi ng dambana. Pag-alma ng mga isipang hinasa, nilapat sa bandila at winagayway gamit ang sariling wika. Nababagabag ka bang makibaka? Wag nang mahabag, baon sa utak ng gobyerno, hindi na makapalag. Itama ang maling linya sa mapa, ang pagbubulag-bulagan kailan may hindi parte ng diplomasya. Mga kaisa para sa mahal na republika, bago pa ang watawat ay maging kulay pula. Ating agapan ang lihim na pang-aalipusta. Kung tikomang nasa pwesto, ikaw ang magdeklara. Buklatin ng mga itinatago na pahina nitong mga oportunistang pasikreto ang kamada. Sa iniingat ang yamang dapat pang kalahatan, ihilera sa daan, sabay-sabay na silaban. Laban!
Tumayo at manindigan ka ngayon. Tumayo, tumayo't kunin ang pagkakataon. Tumayo, tumayo't lumaban sa nagahamon. Itayo ang bandila sa dagat na puno ng alon. Tumayo at manindigan ka ngayon. Tumayo, tumayo't kunin ang pagkakataon. Tumayo, tumayo't lumaban sa nagahamon. Itayo ang bandila sa dagat na puno ng alon.
Anong balita mga ganap sa kasalukuyan? May dayuhan na bumisita katabi ng nasa upuan. Kamayan ay pinakita ngunit hindi ang kasunduan. Pagkatulad ng alila, di lahat pinahihintulutan. At tila kinilabutan yung kinilalang matabil, na mukhang tayo lamang ang kayang pagbalingan ng baril. Karagat ay binabakuran, iba na ang pumapapit. Sino pa ba? Eh di silang may pinakatanyag na pader. Kaya para sa ng kalayaang pinagbubunyi, kung ang panghihimasok ay kanilang kinukunsindi, tayo'y kinukumbinsing kaunlaran daw ang sukli. Sakupin ng unti-unti ang pakay na kinukubli. Talo man sumatutal sa mga kadeting di mabilang, tayo ang nasa lugar. Kaya pwede ka mga twiran kahit ang paglaban ay utak repete. Sa karamihan kailanman ay di pagiging bayulete. Ang manindigan, manindigan.
Tumayo at manindigan ka ngayon. Tumayo, tumayo't kunin ang pagkakataon. Tumayo, tumayo't lumaban sa nagahamon. Itayo ang bandila sa dagat na puno ng alon. Tumayo at manindigan ka ngayon. Tumayo, tumayo't kunin ang pagkakataon. Tumayo, tumayo't lumaban sa nagahamon. Itayo ang bandila sa dagat na puno ng alon.
Araw ang apoy ng panaghoy na buga, bagang magtataboy ng mga bumubura, ng mga lumalampas, ng mga bumabaga, ng mga astang talang bumabangka. Sa
All right, we are here. Good evening. Good afternoon pa lang, pero
Good
malapit
afternoon.
na. Good evening.
Good
Hello.
afternoon po.
O, kumusta, Jug? How are you?
I'm alright, thank you po.
Busy ata, no?
2
Busy.
weeks
Yeah, busy.
busy.
With
Tsaka
work.
2 weeks tayong nawala, so
Oo.
okay lang po.
Alright.
Kayo po,
Medyo ang dami
how's-
nga. Yun, ang pinaka-milestone na nangyari sa akin, nabakunahan ako.
okay po.
Okay,
So,
nag-qualify na ako eh. Plus my wife also qualified to be
Is that the
priority
first?
first dose, priority number 2 and 3. Yeah,
Okay po.
sa list. Okay, so medyo hindi na ganun ka ano. Pero syempre first dose pa lang. By the way, kumusta? Kumusta ang alam ko you're also in Pasig City pero nasa kabilang side. Ang medyo weird, no? Pasig ka pero kabilang dulo. Ako naman Pasig din kabilang dulo. Sa may Marikina side naman kami.
Hindi po ako Pasig.
Hindi ka ba
DJ
Pasig?
Raymond. No,
Mandaluyong
I'm in
area.
the south.
Akala ko nasa Pasig ka before.
Hindi po.
Hmm.
Pero
Sa south, as in Las Piñas or Parañaque?
Paranaque po.
Okay.
Parañaque.
Mayroong na rin dyan no? Kaya lang, unfortunately, syempre, hindi pa naman kayo kasama sa... My sister who also lives there in Parañaque got her and her husband got their kasi mga frontliner sila.
Yes.
Nasa
Siyempre,
medical
priority po.
practitioners. Oo.
Priority sila eh. So,
Kaya nga, oo.
tamang-tama po because our guest today is
Okay.
actually a nurse. So we will be
Oh,
talking to her about,
frontliner. Yeah.
yes,
So,
we can talk about
galing.
her about yung vaccine po and other issues
Okay.
that the nurses are facing as a
Okay.
frontliner po, because of this
Oo.
pandemic. So perfect po
Oo,
for-
tama.
for our
Tama, update.
episode today.
Maka-update tayo from them. No?
Yes. So anyway, good afternoon sa viewers. Welcome back to our show sa Gising Diwa. Two weeks kami nawala ni DJ Raymond. So hopefully, yung mga regular listeners and viewers namin are, going to be tuning in. And of course, our special guest this afternoon is the nurse rapper. You might have heard about her from mga 2014 days, right? If you're going to search on, the internet, #nurse rapper, go ahead and do that para ma-recall nyo kung sino siya.
Googleable talaga. Googleable, ha?
Yes, and her name is, of course, Fatima Loo. So hopefully,
Alright.
stick around, guys. We'll be on till 6:15. Yung hapon.
Oh, very interesting yung ating guest. We got a texter here before we play before we head on to our 2 straight music videos again. Si Billy Lou.
Yan ang husband po ng ating guest.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Billy. Yon. Likewise to you, Billy.
Kaya pala, keep safe palagi. Oo nga, sila yung sobrang nakaka-relate dyan. Diba? Every
Yes.
day.
And acknowledge lang po natin yung first video nga pala. That was a song by our previous guest, si Just Right. This is a
Yeah,
collaboration na track na kasama sa album niya. And it's called Tumayo. So bagay na bagay siya for Gising Diwa. And Tumayo is by Just Right, produced by Just Right. Kasama po niya dito si Keja, Mott, and Balakid.
Balakid. Alright. You can search for that on YouTube also. Tumayo ang title ng song. Yes. And we got another batch, actually a couple of songs, mga solid rin ito, that we're gonna play while we're waiting for our guest. No?
Yes.
Yep.
So yung sunod na, the next 2 tracks, guys, hopefully you stick around, para pakinggan nyo yung mga mensahe ng mga kanta. The first one is a brand new track from Kudos and Rastar D. It's called Makasalanan. And then the next one is by Maldita and Kakayu. We're also our guest before from 587 Pro. Etong bagong song nila na Tuloy Lang. So itong dalawang kanta po is perfect for our theme, Gising Diwa.
Ito pala, shoutout lang kay Ma'am Marie Diggs from Olongapo City. Good afternoon, DJ Raymond. Hello, ma'am. Yeah, her name is Jug Honeyluv. Hindi lumalabas pag nilagay kasi yung pangalan ng ito. Alisin ko para lumabas ang pangalan ni Jug. Ayan, Jug Honeyluv. All right, this is Gising Diwa. We got a couple of songs prepared for you. So, enjoy lang po natin. First off is Makasalanan.
Yes. Stick around.
Dumadaloy ang tunog ng malayang pambihira. Ginigising ng balanse ang ugat mag-aambag. Sisilipin, tutunawin, negatibong lumalason. Wuwawoy, wuwoy, manamaway. Sumampalataya ang inila sa ilalim ng tugatog. Di sumabog ang binilog na sister. Sinumpa ang pinalakas na kwento lang walang yanig. Bawat pitik maling daan. Anong alam mo pre? Kaya sumunod man lumuhod. Kakaibang lagana. Pateksin na na pumaparot. Dito o ano. Ito ang inilinaw na kaya mong tumalon. Palabas ng kahon. Sige sabayan ngayon. Sila ba nang tumalikod sa langit? Kasamaan ang nangibabaw sa paligid. Nagaba ang mga sungay di maitago. Kaluluwa na inihiwalay sa puso. Sinamba ang hindi karapat-dapat. Bakit ka ba sa apoy dapat magpasalamat? Ang baliko na ba ang bagong tuwid? Bukas pa ang tulay, pwede pang makatawid.
Napapatawad ko. Sometimes I get confused. I abuse the rules sa tuwing pumuputong ang fuse ni Cruz. Walang pasensya kung bukagin sa bodega. Sabay-sabing sa tenga ng mga banakal sa eksena. Ako ay suwain, may dilang matabil. Bawat bulyaw animo ay gigil na baril. Nagsilipa na kaming mga itim na tupa na masibang sumusuga sa kamunduhan ng lupa. Nanatiling masamang binhi. Pagdating sa'yo, ama, ako'y manhid. Sa pagtawag mo, ako'y bingi. Masasarap na kasalanan ng sanhi. Kaya hapdi ang naging bunga ng tinanim kong pagkakamali. Panis ang isip na panatag. Tumampi ang sinag ng banaag. Kaya niyakap ang liwanag. Sa aking pagtawag, sana'y pagbuksan. Ama ko, Dos Leon po ang aking pangalan. Ako'y makasalanan.
Di mamalaya nang lumaso na yang katabi. Ang siyang tinuro di inabot. Di wakalang unang salot. Sa nangyari ay parang hindi mapakali. Ang lumika ng ilaw ay siyang gagabay upang sa dulo ang tiwala ay magsasalba. Ngunit bigo, tao nga naman. Masinuna pa ang wifi kesa sa Biblia. Sila ba nang tumalikod sa langit? Kasamaan ang nangibabaw sa paligid. Nagaba ang mga sungay di maitago. Kaluluwa na inihiwalay sa puso. Sinamba ang hindi karapat-dapat. Bakit ka ba sa apoy dapat magpasalamat? Ang baliko na ba ang bagong tuwid? Bukas pa ang tulay, pwede pang makatawid. Original Tagalog na lumating mo ang listen to the heavy tune sound. Audio level.
Okay, isa pang song. Hindi kasi may diretso ng play. Alright.
Yes.
Okay, ito
Welcome
na.
guys. Stick around. We'll be on till 6:15. We're still playing some music. Tapos we'll be talking to our guest na si Fatima Loo.
Yeah, shout out kay Yohi, kay Lord Seed. Yan. Yeah. Alright, thanks. Lord Seed Valera, Mark Santos, and Yohi. Alright, we're playing up next. Tuloy lang.
Sama-sama at wala nang iwanan ng punong nasimulan. Mula umpisa hanggang sa hulihan, mga kasama ko mula sa unahan. Sama-sama at wala nang iwanan. Tuloy lang sa paglakad, kahit na ako'y nakapaa. Importante ay umusad nang hindi umaasa sa iba. Paninindigan at prinsipyo lamang ang aking dala-dala. Pakikisama at respeto sa bago.
Ilang beses na sinubok ng pagkakataon, at ako na ngay hinubog na nga ng panahon. Sa aking bawat yabag na merong dedikasyon, na nanatiling matatag sa loob ng 10 taon. Tahimik na nakamasid, kala nila nawala na. Nakatingin lang ang kilos nyo'y minamasdan. Daming nagpaparinig, sabi daw hindi ko kaya. Baka di mo yan ngayon kayang panindigan. Ang daming mga hamon nang hindi inatrasan, ang daming mga laban nang hindi tinakbuhan. Marami man ang nawala, pero di yun kawalan. Ito pa lang ang simula ng mahabang lakaran.
Tuloy lang sa paglakad, kahit na ako'y nakapaa. Importante ay umusad nang hindi umaasa sa iba. Paninindigan at prinsipyo lamang ang aking dala-dala. Pakikisama at respeto sa bago na unang kung anong nasimulan. Mula umpisa hanggang sa hulihan, mga kasama ko mula sa unahan. Sama-sama at wala
Tuloy sa paglalayan, kahit salungat ang alon. Magpakatatag ang panahon, di na yaayon. Mga panlalait na aking binaon, sa aking pagbabalik na malakas pa sa kahapon. Mga paa sa lupa at mata sa tala, nang kami nagsimula walang naniniwala. Pero di nag-alinlangan, sumabay sa daloy. Kung anong nasimula namin pinagpatuloy. Ulinan sa paglakad, kahit nakapaa. Importante ay umusa, di umasa sa iba. Resipyo at paninindigan ang dala-dala. Pakikisama at respeto sa bagot na una.
Pakikisama ang dala-dala, respeto kahit saan man mapunta. Karanasan ang baon sa muling pagbangon, at haharapin ang panibagong hamon. Ilang beses man sinubok ng panahon, pero di pa rin natupok ang ako'y sa puso at damdamin. Walang hirap na hindi ko kakayanin. Sa paglakad, kahit na ako'y nakapaa. Importante ay umusad nang hindi umaasa sa iba. Paninindigan at prinsipyo lamang ang aking dala-dala. Pakikisama at respeto sa bago na mula umpisa hanggang sa hulihan, mga kasama ko wala sa unahan. Sama-sama at wala nang iwanan. Tuloy lang kung anong nasimulan, mula umpisa hanggang sa hulihan, mga kasama ko mula sa unahan. Sama-sama at wala nang iwanan.
Hello, this is DJ Angela of Radio Pilipinas, and you're listening to Edge TV with Jug Honeyluv.
What up, it's Norman B from Baseline Posse, and you're listening to Gising Diwa on Edge TV with Jug Honeyluv.
Alright, we are back.
Alright.
Two on the clock. And yan, si ano nag-comment? Oh? Si Maldita to. May bumata rin kanina si Larry. Hello,
Yes.
Jug.
Hi, Larry. Thanks for
It's a
tuning in.
pleasure sa my play. Malupit yung kanta. Solido. Yan. Salamat for tagging your bandmates. Yung kasama mga katribo. Anong production?
587 po. 587 Ron.
Yan. Alright. Nasa senior moment ako. Alright. So,
Alright, so
Okay. Actually,
thank
our
you guys.
guest,
Yes,
Yeah, our
salamat sa
frontliner
mga
is,
nag-comment na mga
oh
pinadalan
yes.
ko ng video no sa Messenger. Kaya po
Oo.
sila nandyan. Is
Okay,
talagang
thank
sinend
you sa
ko.
inyo.
Thank you guys
Oh,
and
ito
please
pa,
stick
oh,
around
thank
guys.
you.
Suporta. Please share the
Yes,
video.
correct. Si Ariel, big thanks for playing our MV from 587 Records production. More power, Ma'am Jug. Ang comp. Yep. Hello. And isa pa. But our frontliner guest, actually, the nurse rapper, is already in the backstage.
Yes. All right. So
Tunggaan Record. Shout
guys,
out po. All right. Shout
alright,
out.
introduce ko lang po saglit, no? So
Yes, sige, please.
sa mga nanonood, if way back 2014, there was a rapper who who made it to the news on the major networks because uh, she was rapping to one of her patients. Our guest today is a nurse. That's why she became known as the nurse rapper. So dahil napaka-inspiring ng ginawa niya para sa kanyang patient noon na nag-rap siya, natuwa sa kanya yung patient niya, and so na-feature siya. So here, after all these years, I'd like to welcome a friend, kasama namin sa Women's Business Hip Hop, DJ Raymond. This is Fatima Loo, our special guest.
All right,
Yay!
let's all give it up for Fatima Loo. Hello. Hello.
Hi
Hi, sis.
everyone. How are you, sis? I'm okay. How are you guys? Hi, DJ Raymond. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Magandang. I don't know. I'm really confused with time now. So I think is it hapon or evening? I'm very confused. But yeah, I'd like to assume it's almost good evening, everyone. So
Yes.
Yep.
magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. So yeah, my name is Fatima Loo, your nurse rapper, and it's a pleasure and it's my honor to be here at your show today.
It's
Thank
our
you.
honor too. It's our pleasure too, Fatima. Isang frontliner, isang ganap na frontliner. So, nagrarap sa pasyente. Ginagawa mo pa rin ba to? Ginagawa mo pa rin ngayon while
Well, to be
you're...
honest, I have not been in the practice for 2 years now. So I had to take care of my dad. So he actually died last year, but it's okay, because he had cancer. So yeah, I think he made it prior to the pandemic. So I mean,
Okay.
yeah, but I was a nurse for 7 years. I was a medical surgical nurse for 7 years.
Wow. Okay. So, ayan, Jug.
Yan. All right, sis. Thank you so much. No, I appreciate your effort being here tonight because I know you came from work and you just had a few hours sleep. So maraming salamat for really being prepared and being on the
Oh,
show.
no, not a problem. No, thank you, Jug, for actually doing this, and also DJ Raymond. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate both of you for actually doing this show. And the title itself says a lot. So,
Yeah. Gising Diwa is definitely something that I've been wanting to do for a number of years, and finally, there's always a right time to do something,
Yeah.
diba? When you have something, a new idea. And as I was trying to figure out sino yung magiging guest this week, talagang naisip kita sa let me reach out to Fatima, let's see if she's available now. I wasn't able to reach out to you in March, diba? It was International Women's Month in
Women's Day.
March.
Yeah.
Diba? But I did see, your latest post. Yung latest na nakita ko anyway, I don't know how long ago it's been, but you've been busy trying to fundraise, diba? Something, I think in the province, no? Diba? Trying to build a
Yeah.
church, I think, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
among so many other things that you're doing anyway. So, anyway, sis, thank you again. So, a lot of people don't know. Well, you said that you're not practicing anymore for 2 years, no, as a nurse. But
Yeah.
still, I follow you on Twitter kasi. So, nakikita ko yung mga ibang mo doon, especially last year, di ba? With all
Yeah.
the negative stuff happening. This is actually a platform for you to share whatever you want to share about that and enlighten us about how what is the reality of mga kasama mo, as a nurse. But before that, tell us muna more about what you are busy with, diba? Before
Oh,
we
yeah.
go to the nurse topic.
So I am also busy working with Filipino nurses also, but this time these nurses are actually working also abroad. So, but they're just from home. So yeah, I'm working with this company from the US, and they're very very nice because they're actually entertaining Filipino nurses to actually work from home, but then still as nurses, they're called virtual scribes. So what they do is majority of these Filipinos are actually being praised by a lot of doctors in the United States for their work ethic, who actually knew that nurses could actually work from home. Filipino nurses can work from home now
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
and then the great thing about that is they can still practice their profession as nurses, but this time serving as nurses for you as doctors. So it's a different thing now. But yeah,
Yeah.
I decided to jump into this one just because, you know, going back to what you said earlier, um, we Filipino nurses are unappreciated here in the Philippines. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's the truth. But then I also told myself that if there's a place where we Filipino nurses can give in more for whatever effort we put in, then I'd rather put it there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the reason why I supported this company is basically because I see a lot of nurses' lives change, and you
Okay.
know what I'm saying, right? Like most
Yes.
of them, just like me, served the country for the longest time. But at the end of the day, since we kept on serving, we even forgot to take care of our own families. And up
Yes.
until this moment, the reason why the past month, especially last year, I think you saw that video when I think it's all also went a little bit viral, where I was trying to vent out our emotions as nurses, because what happened was when the pandemic struck, a majority of the Filipino nurses weren't unable to actually go abroad. So that's
Yeah.
what
Yes.
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
Correct.
problem was these Filipino nurses have already paid for everything, their examinations, their flights, everything,
Yes.
and it's not that easy to actually get there, because even if you try to get there, you need the experience. So I
Yes.
mean, what the point of the matter is, there's just so many nurses in the Philippines. We're about 300,000 or 400,000 right now. But the problem is, like, majority of these nurses are actually also wanting to work here, but the problem is the opportunity is not as better as when people go abroad, and that's the truth.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
as much as we want to stay here in service, we just could not stay longer,
It's
just
not
because
sus-
again we have, yeah, and
you're
also
not
we
it's
have
not
families to
sustainable
feed.
anymore, no?
Exactly, not sustainable anymore. And the problem was, the reason why I was ranting out is because I thought that the pandemic would actually make us Filipino nurses more valuable. I mean, at least the people in the healthcare, make it more valuable, at least, because I have to be honest with all of you guys. When I started out as a nurse, my salary was extremely low. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I was only paid 11,000 a month. That's how low it was. And then it was pretty sad because up until now, these things are happening. And the problem was, during my time, it always happens that one nurse is against 40 patients. And people think it's
Yeah.
not happening. The problem at that time was nobody was honest enough to tell it. So when I went viral, Maalaala mo kaya also told me about like my life story. But then I told them that, hey, if I were to tell you my life story, you wouldn't get anything from me.
Yeah.
Ask me what my life is a Filipino nurse, then maybe you'll get something out of me. Because
Yes.
I wanted to show the world what a true Filipino nurse is like. We have the heart, we have the passion, we're very competent, but the problem is, I think it's oppression straight up already.
Yeah.
I think we're sort of
Mm.
abused for the things that we can do. And then the problem is, even when the pandemic struck, it's sort of offensive how everyone was still treating nurses. I hear some nurses being, neglected in the frontliners line. You know
Mhm.
how it is when you're supposed to have that line for frontliners, right? Dapat pag pumila ka dyan, may priority ka. But then I
Yeah.
will also be hearing like some of them coming from duty. These people were just honoring them for like what, 2 weeks when the pandemic struck, and then the next thing everything's back to normal again. And then
Yeah.
the other one is like the salary remained the same, and if not, it was even more offensive, because what I heard is when they were offering salary, even I'm sorry, but even the agency, or I mean the government agency that was responsible for that, was offering a hazard pay during the pandemic of 500 pesos to whoever's gonna volunteer. And then they were just promising things that were like, hey, I'm really gonna put my life out for you right there, and this is what you're gonna offer me.
Yeah.
And you know, it says a lot. Yeah, it
So,
I
says a lot.
remember reading about that sa Twitter mo last year. And if you really, if you're not aware of what the nurses go through, Fatima is actually, so experienced with it. Alam niya, she's to those who don't know Fatima, she's a hip hop artist. She used to dance.
wow.
A lot.
She's Oh, see, she's a rapper. She was part of a couple of bands, I think. Couple ba? Alam ko for one for sure, but I don't
We
know.
have
Dalawa,
two.
your own,
We
yes, your
have, yeah,
own,
my
Fatima
own
Loo.
also. But yeah,
So,
also to Carcinati, of course. Yeah.
yes, to Carcinati, your own Fatima Loo. She raps, DJ
Mm.
Raymond, and of course, as a rapper, I don't think it would be illogical na ang ginagawa niyang mga topic na kanta is panggising diwa. It's socially relevant. It's public
Yeah.
interest tracks. And so we're gonna go back to the nurses situation, sis,
Yeah.
right? Let's talk a little bit about you as the artist now, for those who are watching, who
Okay.
don't know anything about you, as the rapper, as the musician, as the artist. When, like, how did you start? Give us an idea, di ba? Sabi ko nga, dancer ka. Please go ahead, let us know. Your
Yeah,
timeline.
well, the timeline was I actually started when I was 16. So I used to dance a lot. So I used to be a B girl. So I used to break
Yes.
dance, and then I used to be with the battle crew with J Master and everyone else.
Yeah.
So when I started dancing, I totally fell into hip hop through dancing. But then, not until this one time, I saw the community. There was this
Yeah.
event by B Rock, if you know.
Yes,
So
yes.
that event sort of opened my eyes because I actually saw MCs perform. You know, when I saw myself right in there, I was like, because I'm already singing prior to that. I don't really, but singing was just secondary to me. It was more like I'm a dancer, so
Yeah.
I like dancing. But I mean, when I saw those people performing, I thought to myself, I could do that. I
Yes,
mean, I saw myself one day doing that, and then from that point on, it inspired me because I used to write a lot poetry and everything else, but I don't understand what meter is. I don't understand how rhythm works in rapping, but then
yeah,
I
yeah.
could already rhyme at some point. And then what happened was, so I tried to like make my own song. Not until there was this one time in the community, I had this song memorized, and then I made it. And then I remember there was this cipher. So
Yeah.
they were like, "Girl, you can rap." And then I was like, no, I try. You know how it is. You just want to join and just you want to do it for
Yes.
fun. And they were like, "Girl, you can rap." Like, "Oh, okay, I'll try." But I was just so thankful that day. But then from that point forward, I continued to write. Not until there was this one time, I remember my first ever time that I really got into it was with Los Indios Bravos. So
Yes.
Los Indios Bravos with Med Messiah, Chase, Earl Aquino, and also Jego and everyone else, sila Chase. They were
Yes.
like, Fats, you could actually rap. I mean, can we have you at the studio so we could like record your song and everything else? And I was like, okay. And me not knowing what I was doing, I was like, yeah, let's just do it. So I started recording my first song, and then eventually, when they realized it was good enough, they allowed me to perform. So I think I was 18 or 19 years old at that time. And then my first ever performance was at Formula Bar with Mike Swift. Yeah, it was Mike who invited me there. So
Was
yeah,
that ano?
but
Jonan's event? Jonan's event?
no, it wasn't
Probably
Jonah's event.
hindi.
Probably it was, but what I remember was it was hosted by Mike. So yeah. So that's
Formula
what I
bar.
remember. It was formula. It was like, oh, and
Yeah.
also Monique also with the lockdown family, I remember.
Yes, yes.
They
Yes.
also invited me there
Mm.
in Malate with their bar. I think it was Fluid. So yeah, I was with them as well for a while. And then yeah, so those were my first days. But I really, really clearly remember seeing Tutay. When I
Yeah.
saw Tutay the first time at the community, I was like blown away. And I thought to myself, ah God, I wanna be like that. I wanna be like that girl because she's so amazing. And then after that, I think things started to go for me because when people noticed that I could do something on the microphone, they asked me to host events. So at the age of 19, the first b-boy event I hosted was back in 2006 or 2005. Yeah, it was
Yes. Yes.
really, really a long time ago. But after that, I never stopped hosting hip hop events from that point forward.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yes.
especially like b-boy events, I've never stopped hosting that. And then up until to that point where I became the nurse rapper. But what people do not know is I was actually also, while I was still performing, I was also a nursing student. I took my
Yes.
boards, I was still performing, and then I became a nurse, like practicing already. I was still doing hip hop shows in between because that was to me a sideline because I would MC in the club at the same time because I had a low
Yeah.
salary. I had to get another type of salary. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
we have to do the hustle. So basically that's how I did. So when sometimes what happens to me is, well, most of the time, I would get gigs right after my duty. So got bills to pay. And what's
Yes.
sad
Yes.
is, sometimes I had to get these gigs not just for me but also for other people, because majority of, well, some of the friends that I have in the hospital, they also have their families, but again, the salary is very low. So sometimes I end up lending them whatever I make, but then the problem is I sort of forget myself, so I had to work twice as hard,
Yeah.
'cause
It's okay.
yeah, but then yeah, it's okay. I mean, but at the end of the day, I think God paid all of the efforts that I had. Because I always thought I don't really need to perform in a big stage. If we are, God gave us all of these talents, and it was
Yes.
just always up to us on how we can use it to other people. It does not
I
have to be the best talent. You don't have to be the best at what you do. You don't really have to. You just have to put that effort in, and that at some point your talent is going to be able to give hope to other people. If at some
yes.
point your talent's going to make somebody happy today, something like that. So
Yes.
I have always thought to myself that we as an artist, we're not supposed to cage ourselves in just performing on stage. You can perform
Yes. Yes.
everywhere, and I've always believed that the world is your stage. It was always just up to you. If it's always a decision if you would do it out of, because sometimes most people are getting the perception that they just want to do this out of fame, out of, it's not going
Yeah.
to work
Yeah.
that way. It's not going
Yeah.
to work that way. Your intentions should follow. Passions
At
and
some
intentions, yeah,
at
they
some point you need to realize as an artist na um when you're so focused on yourself, you also have a responsibility to use your talent to encourage other people, and that's why you were all you had all that energy, diba?
I know.
Thank you for letting us know that timeline, because I want our viewers to understand, our listeners, why you're here, diba? Why I'm really,
Yeah.
really glad that you were available. Kasi DJ Raymond, I asked
Mm.
Fatima to guest just a couple of days ago, because
Mhm.
up until the time I messaged you, sis, I wasn't sure if I was gonna have a show today,
Yeah.
because I haven't been doing a show for 2 weeks already. And then I was like, let me see if you're available. So as you can see, guys, sa mga nanonood no, nakikinig, Fatima is she's a nurse. She has all these experiences and knowledge about what's really going on out there during this pandemic. She has been representing different elements of hip hop from way back. As a
Great
B
dancer.
girl, diba? Dancer, B girl. Been a member of a couple of bands. Had her or has her own band, but obviously you're not active now, sis, diba?
Yeah,
So
right
now,
now I have not. So yeah.
yeah. Well, a lot of us have stopped, no, doing our active performances nga because of this pandemic. But so let's give our audiences an idea uh, about your songs when you started doing your band a couple of years ago, no? Yung Minero muna,
Yeah.
sis.
Sige.
I
Yeah.
I found your Minero video on your personal YouTube account. Yun yung ipi-play namin ni DJ Raymond.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
sure.
okay lang ba
Yeah.
yun? Or, and
I
then
know.
yung,
I it's fine. It's fine because we just did that for Fête de la Musique. So yeah.
yeah, okay lang yun, okay lang yun? Or did you
Oo
wanna
naman,
perform it
sure.
live? What do you wanna do? I
No,
mean,
it's okay.
okay. All right,
Yeah.
so
But
tell us a little
yeah.
bit about Minero
Sige.
bago namin i-play.
Yes, yes.
Mhm. Well, Minero is basically a song that's written by my father. So, my father was also a miner and he's also a labor leader. So, if you guys know about the 13th month pay, so he was the guy who actually did that. So, he pushed it at the age of
Awesome.
19. He fought for that at the age of 19. So,
Wow.
when he was a miner, he was a miner at Marcopper Mining in Marinduque.
Oh yeah,
So,
Marinduque.
Marinduque. So, yeah.
The infamous Mark Copper. Mining
Oh, that's so true. That's
company.
so true.
Yeah.
You've heard of that, DJ Raymond?
Yes, yes. I lived for a long time in Lucena City, so I heard all
Oh,
this.
astig in Quezon. I have relatives there too. Kasi yun yung way, right? The way there
That's
is
right.
Dalahican
So
Port
yeah,
in
Dalahican,
Marinduque.
yeah, correct.
Yeah. That's so dope. So yeah, hello po sa mga taga
Wow.
Marinduque and Quezon and Lucena
Mm.
and everyone who's watching. So yeah. But going back, so Minero was basically written by my dad. And then what happened was when he didn't know that I rap. I used to hide
Yeah.
it from my parents because I was still studying. So hindi nila alam the truth about it. So what I did was when I heard my dad sing his song, I thought to myself, hey, maybe I could do a remix version of that. so
Mhm.
Nice.
I so I took the chorus and then I rapped with it. So basically the entire point of the song is, we all are just miners, trying to like earn a living, try to find gold, but at the end of the day, it's always about us, what we do in life, like the determination, the passion is all up to us,
Mhm.
like we can find our own gold wherever we are. And at the end
Correct.
of the day, we
Exactly.
as Filipinos, yeah, should be proud of what we do,
Yes.
kasi sometimes we lack that right now considering what's going on with everything, but at the end of the day, you let yourself be I mean, like, you become proud of who you are. You should be. Kasi sometimes nakakalimutan na rin natin kasi parang gusto mong, lalo na pag ganitong situation, you're not proud of yourself anymore. That's
Uh-uh.
what's going on, right? But then at the end of the day, you also ask yourself, what can you do as a person, right? What can you do as a Filipino just to make things better? Because I'll be honest, we can't change things anymore. It's already there. But if there's one thing you can change, it's you.
It's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the way
Start
you
with yourself.
exactly the way you see things, the way things are going on right now. It's the way you see things. It's the change yourself. The world has changed so much, but also ask yourself, have you changed for the better? Because we have this tendency to always like, it's easy to complain. It's easy
Yeah.
to complain. It's very easy to complain. But then when you ask yourself, why am I complaining? What instead of asking yourself, what are we to complain, then what are we thankful for? It will go another way around.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yes, yes.
so I think Minero is also showing us, that there's always bright side to things. It
Mhm.
can be a little bit sad what's going on, but then there's always brighter side to things. So yeah,
Yeah.
basically that's what it means. Just like miners, we'll find our own gold if we put determination to it, our own perspective. So yeah, good
And
perspective,
then,
positive
and I think
perspective.
it's important to point out, no, na ang Minero, it's not easy to mine, of course. So
Yeah,
you're
right.
gonna
Yeah,
go
it's
through
never
the
easy to
Underground
mine.
difficulty, di
already.
ba?
Yeah,
You're,
it's not
Yeah.
easy.
but
Yeah,
when
yung
you
open
my
pit
finally,
mining is this dangerous
exactly,
siya.
but when
Open pit
you
mining, yung mga
oh,
deep
sobra.
tunnels, so sobra yan.
Mm.
Okay.
maganda,
Oh, shout out
maganda.
tayo this. Yeah. Before we play the song, okay, let's give way to Marlon. Yun, 587
Hello.
production. Lupet talaga, maldita. O, dito to, Madam Kakay, more power, pa-shout out naman, trip ni Balongski, mga boss, amo, manager. Also, we got a shout out from Iceberg. He's also a DJ. See, good afternoon, Edge TV, and also Kevin is here. Well, thank you, Kevin.
Yes, Simbolo.
Yeah. Also, Miss Marie Diggs. Hi, Miss
Hello.
Fatima Loo. Yeah, and shout out.
Hi.
She's from Olongapo City, actually. Yes,
Hi,
in Los
Kevin.
Indios Bravos, Mohammed Bansil. Okay.
Hello.
All right.
Yan.
Na-mention it na name mo. Hello again, Miss Jug Honeyluv.
Hello,
So,
Miss Marie Diggs. Thank you for tuning in.
yeah, okay.
All right.
So, happy birthday pala. Belated happy birthday, Kennedy Trinidad Costales from to yung Bureau of Abaca, yung sa Abaca, Department of Agriculture.
yeah.
Sila yun sa Abaca Industry Development. Yeah, very
Happy
progressive.
Si Raymond, di ba nag-release sila ng speaking of Abaca, they released Abaca mask already, did they?
Parang
Alam ko
hindi ako
may
masyadong
mask na gawa
updated.
sa...
Oh, yeah,
Alam
oo nga
ko
pala.
meron.
Yeah, I saw on the,
Diba?
on the new,
Yeah.
yeah, oo. Oh, sa newsfeed ko nakita. Ang ganda ngayon, supporting din
Yeah.
our indigenous di ba, products locally based, pati yung raw materials locally di ba, produced. So, yan, support local, di ba? So, let's play your song,
Support
Lino.
local.
For some
All right,
guys. Check
very
this out.
touching. Yeah, all right, here we go.
Alright, so guys, this goes out to all my fellow Filipinos there. I want you to know that even if our situation is like this, babangon tayong lahat. Okay? This song is entitled Minero, made by my father. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. Bakal ito ang lahat ng metal binubungkal. Bakal ito ang lahat ng metal binubungkal. Bakal. Ilang pa ba ang buhay na dapat mawala? Ilang pa ba ang pamilyang dapat mag-alala? Nahihimlay sa mga alaala ng minamahal na nauna dahil sa mga nag-ahari-harian nila mula sa katauhan ng kahedya ng makasariling mga ideolohiya. Pinapauna lamang katipunan sa kularista, elitistang artista. Pinagnatawan ng maralita hanggang maging galita. Oras na magsalita. Ito na ang pagkakataon ng tanging panahon. Gawin ng pagmamahal tanging layo sa ating pagbangon. Parang nakakahuli ko muli ay babangon, ikaw muli ay aahon. Iinig sinalahang muling manginginig pagkat ikaw ay Pilipino may ang piling galing. Patuloy na kasabay, magpapapulit ng hangin. Patuloy na lalaban ang hiling. Ang laki ng kanyang hiling nag-iisa, tayo magwawagi. talipandang. Ito kami paparating mga rinaubod ng tikas. Walang makakapigil, pinagsama namin lakas. Tawagin man si Bima, si Hesta, si Barabas. Animoy mga rosas, ngunit kilay parang armas. Kayang lumasa sa mga pilosopo't maangas. Ganyan pag pinagsama ang Fransya at Pilipinas. Lakas parang Hiroshima, walang maliligtas. Salut Philippines, umutilibou. Je m'appelle Fatima Kama Elias, Mrs. Loo. Ma musique, ma technique, ce n'est pas très basique. Ma logique, ma syntaxe, c'est vraiment mélodique. J'ai fait de la musique avec un fond phénoménal. Venez de nez, on est fait dans original. Je suis pour le calme, oui, universal, on y va. Chantez avec nous now. Say, hey. Chantez avec nous now. Yo, come on, everybody now when I say that, now don't say music, fed. Now when I say fed, now don't say music, fed. Kapag sinabi kong Pinoy, sumigaw ng hoy, Pinoy. Kapag sinabi kong Pinoy, now sumigaw ng hoy, Pinoy. And I go on and on, till the break of dawn. I go on and on, till the break of dawn.
Thanks, guys. That's it. That's Minero for you. Peace, love, and hip hop be with you all. Merci beaucoup. Faites de la musique et Alliance Française des Manies.
All
Alright.
Merci beaucoup.
Thanks. So
Good job,
yeah,
good
for
job.
everyone.
Yeah, feel na
DJ
feel mo
Raymond
yung...
kasi,
Yeah.
because as Fatima, the only other links that I found were the one from GMA,
oo,
network, so we cannot play that here.
Oo,
Magkakaroon ng,
oo.
you know,
Copyright
Yeah,
issues
please.
again. We get a lot of that.
Yeah.
so that's why.
So we avoid.
Yeah, that was fun.
Ganda.
Ah.
Actually, I
Thank
found
you.
her YouTube channel as well. Ayun, meron siya mga... may cooking siya vlog, oh.
Oh,
Quick
by the
and
way,
easy
guys,
cheese.
I
platter.
like food. I like food, so I
Oh,
also
wow,
have this
interesting.
live show on Facebook. It's called
Oh,
Mass
wow.
Tasting with the Loos. So what
Yes,
we
yes.
do is, and by the way, guys, for those of you who are asking, so that video was actually for Fête de la Musique. So I also rap in French. So yeah, bonjour tout le
No.
monde. So yeah, surtout les gens
Multilingual pala
d'Alliance
eh.
Française des
Yeah.
Manies. So yeah. Basically, that's the reason. Baka nagulat kayo, oy, bakit ganun siya? Ano nangyari doon? So, like, because for the first time, Alliance Française de Manies, also, I think that's the reason why they also had me is because for the first time, they actually got shocked that the student can actually rap without knowing anything in French. Because I studied
Yeah.
there for like 3 months, and then they had this talent show, and I was like, hey, is it possible that I could rap? Because they will only have like a few songs that they wanted. And I was like, hey, can we do a remix of that? What do you mean? It's like, can I do a rap part with that? And they were like, how will you do it? I mean, you've only studied here for like 2 months. I'll try. I'll try. And
Yeah.
then, yeah. And they were so amazed because most of the people actually realize how talented Filipinos are. So they started bringing in other Filipino talents like Rada also. Rada is
Oh,
there
yeah.
at Allianz. So
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, it's amazing. So guys, yeah, if you all are wondering, I could speak French a little bit and also I could understand French. So yeah. Baka
Yeah,
nagulat
and
kayo, bakit ano yung sinasabi niya doon?
yeah, nagulat ako because it was like it felt that it was so easy for you. You know, like hindi mo kinakapa. You know what I mean? Like you could say it right
and
away.
also the accent, no? Yung accent.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
feel. All right.
All right.
But anyway, so yeah,
Oh,
going
yung
back to your
interesting-
question.
Actually, what's your Facebook page again where you do your live?
My Facebook page is Fatima Loo. So what we
Yeah.
actually do is we have this show. It's called Mass Tasting with the Loos. We're actually at episode 13, but we stopped for like 2 months na. So 2 months lang naman kasi parang ano lang for the meantime parang we were like putting ourselves on a diet because it was too much food. So my
Oo
husband
nga.
and like are like hey. So
Oo nga.
the thing with that is, I mean, the reason why we did our show is because during the pandemic, everybody started their own business, right? So me and my husband, we decided that, you know what, hey, let's buy from everyone, and then let's judge everything. But then the good thing about this show is like we're strictly only buying from people who just started their business,
Mga
because we
startups
wanted to
and
support
locals.
them.
Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly,
Smart.
because
yes.
I think,
Very noble.
yeah, the
Yeah.
only way, exactly, the only way we could actually survive this pandemic is if we continue to support each other, for whatever it is that we're doing. So we
Mhm.
decided to do that and, give honest feedback, like
Yeah.
what's mura ba to, affordable ba to,
Mhm.
I mean, is
Correct.
it good tasting, how can they find these people, like if and what's nice about the show is that there's only one winner, and apart from that, we're actually able to promote these
Yeah,
small
yeah.
businesses for some reason. And
Yun
Yes.
ang
it's
kailangan eh, tama.
yeah, and it's very nice for some reason how these small businesses, and here's the catch, these small businesses do not know that they're actually going to be tried and tested on the same day. They will only find out the day they got the thing delivered to our house. So I text them
Oo.
immediately like, hey, surprise, we're going to actually review your food, so kindly visit. And then yeah, and then they will, so at least it's going to be fair for everyone. You're not going to put your best foot forward. I just wanted to make sure, like,
Yeah, correct.
hey, I wanted to be honest to everyone as well, right? Because I think
Yeah.
it will help both ways. It will help the person who's producing the product and at the same time the consumer. So we were like, I think we should keep on doing this. But the problem was, you sort of have the risk of getting big also. So I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, we have to stop this for a while. So yeah, but we will come back because we've
Kailangan niya
already sort
yeah.
of like toned down.
You should
Social,
yeah,
ano yan?
you should partner that up with like another show, workout naman, mga lockdown workout, mga
Workouts,
exercises.
yeah. Well, I used
Maganda
to
nga
work out
eh.
a
With
lot.
It's,
Yeah.
fitness management. Oh, by the way,
it's a,
her Facebook username is at Nurse Rapper. Ayan, I just found
Yeah.
her.
Or also you
I
could
searched
just
for it.
find
Ayan,
you could just search for
Nurse
Facebook.
Rapper.
Just type Fatima Loo also. That's
Oh yeah,
LOO.
wala namang
So
namesake,
yeah.
no? Very very unique name. Pero that's the is
Yes.
that your Instagram ano also username?
No,
Yan ba?
my Instagram
Okay.
is Fatima Palmalu, so you could just
Okay.
find me there. So basically that's it. So yeah. Yun lang naman. So I'll let you know,
Yeah.
guys, and hopefully we
Very
can have
interesting.
people guest also in the show, cuz people are also asking me like, "Hey, is it possible that you get like a guest for the show?" Like, how are we going to do it, right? But then we'll see. We'll
somebody
never know.
who's actually, somebody who's actually cooking or,
Yung
doing the
mga ganyan.
business na,
Yeah,
Exactly.
right. Correct, correct.
Yeah.
but
Yung mga
So
home-based
that's the
cooking.
reason why we called it mass tasting, is because it happened during the pandemic. So we just want
yeah,
to
I
taste
actually,
everything. So
I
yeah.
actually caught, a couple of your episodes, diba?
Yeah.
Last year, I was able to see them. All right, so the next
Mm-mm.
song, it's called Para Po. Sis, I wasn't able to find a different link on YouTube. I don't know what you want to
Yeah.
do. Are you going to perform? You don't have to if you don't want to perform, but you can also just let us know what it's about. You can play it there. If
Oh.
you have it recorded, it's up to you.
Well, the problem is if like I perform it right now, there might be a lag on the music, so I can't like really perform because I tried before. I think it's okay,
It's
but then
okay.
it didn't really work. So like it was good on our end, but on the people's end, it was like, hey, it's not
Yeah,
up
yeah.
par with the music. So yeah, that's what I'm
Mhm.
scared of. But anyway, so Para Po is basically a song about people who commute. So I commute, especially when I was practicing. I would always commute a lot. So this song is about nurses also who's always going to work. Traffic. This is a song
Yeah.
about traffic. So basically, this is my story because whenever I commute, I always get scared that my uniform might get stained. That's
Yeah.
one thing.
Oo nga.
I don't know how I became so good at it. For some reason, we Filipino nurses, even if we wear white, we don't get stain on it. It rarely happens because I think it's something that we're very good at doing. I don't know how we were able to maintain it. For some reason, even after when I was out of the hospital, and even if I wear a white shirt, I get so OC. If I
Oo.
see like a spot or a stain there, I have to get like sabong panlaba tapos itatide ko siya right
On
away
the
because
spot,
I
yeah,
think
on the
that's
spot.
yeah on the spot because like I think us in the hospital, especially if we get stained, we get so OC. We have to clean it up
Yeah.
right away.
Mm.
So parang sabi ko nga, it's very amazing how even in during these times, during these pandemic, nurses are still wearing white. I mean,
Mm.
come on, like how do you even manage to do that? But for some reason we're able to manage to do that even if there's like so many blood. There's just
Yes,
so much
you're
blood in the
used to it
hospital.
already eh. You're used to
Blood
it na eh.
transfusion,
Uh-uh.
procedures, but then at the end of the day you maintain that white uniform. But
Wow.
That's great.
people do not have an
Yes, yes.
idea though, like how it is. Like
Oh
I
man.
think it gets
Yeah.
yeah, because I
How are you
mean,
able to maintain that, no? The pristine white.
it comes
Diba?
with
Talagang flawless. We never thought of that until now, no?
it comes with practice. It comes with practice. Like pag
Okay.
una kasi parang pag nalagyan ka na, it gets annoying. It sort of like this looks
Oh,
so
okay.
ugly. Alam mo yun? Because the ugliest one I had was I had a blood transfusion. The problem was the needle because once everything is finished, you have to pull out the needle. But when I pulled out the needle, there was still extra blood. So the moment I pulled it, like the blood started splattering. I thought it splat. I was okay for a few minutes, but not until I realized it splattered all over my uniform, and I was like, "Okay, am I wearing a leopard print now?" I, and it gets annoying. And for some reason, I really immediately just washed my uniform.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we do in the hospital. You're just gonna have to wash that because that's
Yeah,
blood.
wash it
So
off
you have to wash
on the
that.
spot. Kasi if it
Yeah.
dries up, mas mahirap. It's gonna be
Oo,
more
sobrang
difficult
hirap
to take it.
alisin talaga.
So on
Super.
rocks.
And
The
yeah,
fresher it is, the
kaya
easier it is.
exactly. And then it's just
Mm.
funny how hindi kayo nagtataka parang oo nga no, paano sila umuuwi na white pa rin at the
Kaya
end
nga
of the
eh.
day. Di
Galing
ba?
ano,
Aren't you curious
kahit
Yeah,
about that?
nagko-commute.
it's only now that
Oh,
okay, I
you
realized that.
realize, right?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
when
shout
you
out
listen
kay
to it
ano,
on,
who's
hi
Joshua?
Josh, that's my
Yeah.
brother. Hi
Hello,
Josh.
Joshua. Mama,
Hello, Josh.
hello.
Hello. So
All
yeah, so
right.
basically yun, that's para po. But
Yun pala
I
yung
suggest
para
you
po.
watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
I
have
found it
I
actually on kaya lang GMA playlist eh. We might get
Yun
dito
yun. That's
or
why I
there's
didn't send it to
also
we
you.
cannot play it. Eh.
We
well
cannot
You
there's
know, the
play it.
funny
also
thing is, you're
one.
the artist, but you
Yeah,
have to ask for whitelisting pa if you want to use your
I
song
know, right?
online.
Uh, but
Isn't
it's
that
okay.
weird, right?
Yeah, that's really
Isn't
weird.
that weird?
When
That
you
is so
You're
weird.
actually,
whitelisting your own song.
Correct.
uh,
And if you don't do that, you get muted on the spot,
I
actually.
know, and it's just really
Of
weird. I
your
was
own
like,
song, you get muted by using your
you're
own song, you know.
I mean, not like they haven't posted it, right? At their own site. So it's weird. It's weird how it works. So yeah, just calling out to these stations, we're in a pandemic. You should be more considerate, right? I think
It's the,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
diba?
artists,
the record
that's the
labels.
only these are ways that you could actually help people while in a pandemic, if I think stations should be more aware with this. Artists should, I think that's the leastest thing that you could do for an artist at least, right? Allow these things to be
Well, but that's
posted.
how it works, you know.
I
That's how
know.
it
Yeah,
works
but that's
now.
how it
Being on
works.
yeah. Okay,
All right.
so you're not
So sis,
performing para po. Well, so they can just find it if they want to watch it. Actually, I found it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, GMA playlist. You know, it's a
I
good.
also
yes.
have, I think, but I also have one in TV5, but that's in
Ay,
TV5,
Hindi
so
rin
I don't.
pwede. And I
Oh,
actually
wait.
have one with my show before, but hindi rin siya
Yeah.
pwede i-play eh.
Jog, you might wanna play. You might wanna play. I think we have that in there with Tukar Sinati, so you could play that. That's Makapangyarihan. I think with Ace and with the entire band. It's a live show, so you could just play that there. I think that one you can actually
To
play. So
Carcinati
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, you could just find it
Yan.
in YouTube. Okay,
So
let's.
si DJ Raymond is the one who's
let me see if we can
Okay.
playing
find it.
it.
But
Okay.
what's the title? Can you
To
send
Car.
in the
Here,
chat
I'm
mo?
sending
Yeah,
it.
it's Tukar.
Send ko
Private
sa'yo,
chat.
DJ Raymond.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe we can ask
So
Fatima yung
ayan,
the
Yeah.
DJ
that you
DJ
that you
Raymond.
prepared. Yeah.
Yeah, please check the private chat.
Okay.
That's where I
Okay.
put
All right. All right.
the name of the band. So while DJ
Oh.
We
Raymond's
also
looking for it, No,
Yeah.
let's, because it's
Yeah.
already 6:07. I just want to ask you an
Mm-hmm.
important question, part of the
Yeah, go
discussion.
ahead. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the vaccine?
Oh, thoughts on the vaccine. Okay, yeah, that question. You know what? I'll be honest with you, like everyone else. I'm not anti-vaccine. Okay, I'm actually a fan of the vaccine because everybody we had that when we were babies. Because but to me right now, I have to sort of wait for it for a little while. You know why? The vaccines before, like what we have, the flu vaccine, the pneumococcal vaccine, like these vaccines before that we have, these vaccines have undergone studies for like the past 50 years. You know what I'm saying? These
Yes,
have been
yes.
tried and tested, and you could actually, we already know the side effects and everything else that it has. So, that being said, with the current vaccine, COVID 19, when we consider COVID 19 is a new disease, it's a pandemic, it's something new, right?
You, yeah.
So, to me, as of the moment, the vaccine is good if you really need it. If you really need it, especially if you have the symptoms and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? If you're strong right now,
Yeah.
and then you
Correct.
you you managed 1 year, that you're okay. I mean, you just have to take care of yourself, because again, we also have our natural antibodies that
Mm-hmm.
that will allow ourselves to actually defend it from these viruses. But then, again, my real opinion with it is, of course, if you need it, go ahead and get it. But then, as of the moment, I'll have to wait for it, at least give it 3 years for studies, because the vaccine is so young. It's
Mm-hmm.
what, 6 months old, or is
Correct.
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
or
It's now
right? I
almost
mean,
it's almost a year now for some. For some. Yeah.
almost a year, right? So what we're trying to wait on this, the reason why we're waiting on this is because we wanted to make sure that there are more studies about it.
Mm.
The
The
more that
phase
we
three
know about.
trial, yeah, is not yet done,
Mm.
no? I mean, it's not yet.
Exactly. Even the
Yeah,
phase
it was
three
hurried.
trial
Yeah.
is not even there. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes these vaccines also have side effects. But then,
Mm-hmm.
it depends on the person who's going to have it. Because again, you'll be asked for the consent and everything else. So
Well,
for the meantime,
siguro, how
yeah.
about yung mga senior citizens? Pwede na. And with
Mhm.
people with comorbidities.
Yeah,
Pwede
people
na
with
sila.
comorbidities. Yeah, I think so. Pwede rin naman. Pero ako, for the meantime, if kaya mag-antay, like do practice everything that you can, strengthen your immune system. Again,
Mm-hmm.
always remember, guys, prevention will always be better than cure. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
ano naman yan eh, as long as you take care of your body, supplement your body with a lot of vitamins, and also do social distancing, hand washing. These are basic things. Hydrate yourself. We go back to the basic. We go back to the basic. Don't just entrust yourself, because God already has given you things that you have naturally to protect you. Enhance that for the meantime while we're
Yeah.
waiting for this one. Because ako, for me, ang opinion ko dyan, the vaccine is actually also good. Lalo na pag ano na yan, to me, I would take it for like a few years pa. Kung ako tatanungin niyo
Yeah, you
personally,
wait.
I would, yeah, I'll wait, because I wanted to make sure that I already know what am I gonna expect. Because right now, the entire study is still raw. I mean, not so much. See, DJ Raymond, you just said phase 3 is not even there yet, right?
Yeah, emergency use of ngayon eh. It's all
Oo,
emergency
emergency
use
lang
of COVID.
talaga siya. Kasi for the meantime, not until you're actually feeling the symptoms, then dun mo lang, ako, for me, I think that's the only time. If you really need the vaccine, then go ahead, do it. But otherwise, if you're strong, you guys, we made it 1 year and we're okay. We're okay.
Yeah.
Don't just allow yourself to don't allow yourself na parang papahinain mo yung sarili mo pa further. Palakasin mo siya. Always remember, prevention will always be better than the cure itself. For the meantime, kasi hindi pa siya same levels ng flu vaccine na alam na natin. Hindi pa siya same ng pneumococcal vaccine. So we wanted to make sure that, kasi ako, I'm not anti-vaccine. I believe that is actually the best solution, to be honest. But then, for the meantime, since the study still lacks, more evidence, more proofing, and that's one
Baby
thing
pa
that we
eh.
want to make. Baby pa siya eh. Parang nandun pa
Yeah.
tayo sa early stages, na kaya nga
Mhm.
sinasabi nila, just take it when you need it. Parang,
Oo.
pag hindi mo naman kailangan at wala ka namang problema sa
Yeah.
katawan mo, alam mo
Especially if
yun?
you're
Then,
young. Yung young ka pa and you don't have
exactly. Kung young
comorbidities.
ka,
Pwede yun. Kasi
Oo.
ako nga, I took already, and my wife, kasi we have
Mm.
comorbidities, no?
Mm.
Ako,
Basta
diabetic
'pag
ako, my wife,
meron, yeah. Oh, yeah,
my wife,
especially you, diabetic pa, naku.
tapos
Yeah.
may yung wife ko may ano yung mitral valve replacement and cancer survival,
Mm.
so she had to. Sa kanya
Mm.
Sinovac,
Yeah.
sa akin AstraZeneca. Kasi
Magkaiba.
Yeah.
oo nga kasi nag-senior ako nung March eh. So hindi na ako qualify sa
Ah.
Sinovac. So yun.
Mm.
Pero because we needed that. Pero yung I have a sister who's younger than me, yoga teacher.
Mm.
Tinamahan sila the whole bahay. Siya, dalawang daughter
Oo.
niya, yung grandson niya. Pero lahat sila mild kasi nga proactive sila eh. Yoga practitioner, they eat
Oo.
well.
Ah,
They
that's
got pero
why.
lahat sila mild lang. Even yung
Mm.
grandson niya, asymptomatic yung grandson niya.
Oo.
Now they're
So,
all
yeah.
all COVID free. So kailangan lang talaga
See?
yung keep yourself healthy.
Oo, keep yourself healthy at the end of the day. Parang, whatever we have right now, because always look at, as what I was saying, be thankful that don't worry so much. It's on its way. We just have to wait. Because sometimes,
Yeah.
na puwersa tayo. Katulad niya, si DJ Raymond kasi, he has a comorbidity. That's very much
Mhm.
understood. But for the normal people who are okay with, okay kayo, nakasurvive kayo ng 1 year na okay kayo.
Yan.
So, alagaan nyo lang yung sarili nyo. Practice these things and respect the protocols. Like, hey, you
Ano
can't
ko
go
lang,
out so
yeah.
much.
Bawas
I
lang
Diba?
agree.
yung mga
Oo.
I
chicks,
agree with you, sis. I agree with you, sis.
bawas
I
lang
feel
ng
the same
Diba?
way.
eating ng mga junk food and binge watching.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kasi I think, you know what, sometimes I also feel that the reason why this is happening in the world, because sumobra na rin tayo. Alam mo yon. When you think about it, sumobra na rin tayo kakalabas. Alam mo yon, medyo wala na rin tayong paki sa hygiene natin. Aminin natin yan. Alam
Yeah.
mo yon. Like, I think also our health was, ano na rin, parang siguro, I think there's a pause right now to make us conscious of the choices that we make.
Parang
Alam mo
nire-reboot
yon.
tayo, no? Nire-reboot
Oo,
yung
parang reboot kasi talaga siya. So
nature.
parang nature will always take its course. But again, ang sinasabi ko nga, don't always look at it in a negative way. Always think about it in a positive way. Like, oh, may pandemic nga, so what am I gonna do? Should I worry? Should
Yeah,
I find
worrying's not gonna do
worrying will
anything.
not, yeah, worrying, complaining will not lead to anything. The best thing is you look at solution. First of all, look at the solution. Second, what are the things that you're grateful for? Yun yung dapat yung sinasabi mo, parang, I thank you kasi okay ako. Alam mo yung ganun? Thank you, nakasurvive ako ng ganito. So, ano bang ginawa ko? Ba't ako nakasurvive ng ganito?
Yes. You have
Alam
to
mo yun? Like,
you have to take care of yourself. Kung
Yeah,
you
time for
need
a lot of self-care.
kailangan gawin yung mga dapat gawin para maging safe. Pero if you're going to sit at home and just worry and wala kang ginagawa na
nothing's
it's
gonna
not gonna help.
happen.
It's not gonna help because
Oo.
this is the reality and this is going to go on for a little while pa. A
And
while.
you keep on,
Diba?
you keep on having the faith, God works in mysterious ways. Sometimes these things there's always, a better plan. We don't
Yeah.
know everything just yet. We just have to trust God in
Yeah,
this kinds of things that are happening. Kasi parang feeling ko ngayon yung mga tao parang they're so scared. Oh yeah, it's scary. The world is scary per se. But then the decision will always be up to you if you're gonna allow yourself to get scared.
You
Kasi parang,
cannot be ruled by fear, guys. Fear
exactly, you
will
can.
not help you move forward. It's going to
Never,
cripple you.
never.
It's going to paralyze you.
Like these shows, I'd rather you tune into these shows that will just, give you
Salamat.
good vibes, right? Give you good vibes, give you sense
Learn
out of
from
what's
it.
going. Learn from
Learn
something,
from it. Be
Yeah, kasi
inspired.
minsan kasi, oo, kasi parang mga tao ngayon, they like watching things that are uninspiring, things that are just medyo parang tatakutin ka pa. Alam mo yung gano'n, yung mga ganong show, yung parang, I don't think if you see something like that, switch it off. I mean, if
Kaya
it's
nga,
not making you happy, switch it off. There's no point. Always remember, hindi lahat ng news totoo ha. Hindi lahat ng news totoo. And
maraming
we tend
sensationalized din. Yeah, for
Oo, hyped up din
yeah.
minsan.
Yep.
So,
So,
yeah, but
yeah. Yun,
going to
speaking of-
that
DJ
opinion,
Raymond.
ha? So,
Yeah, I mean, actually,
yeah.
I searched the song, kaya lang medyo mahaba pala siya. 7 minutes mahigit. Yeah.
Go-
wait
can
lang.
we-
Sige,
Ano,
we
can
will,
we-
we will play this na lang. Hindi natin mape-play isang song. yung
Opo.
closing song.
Yeah.
Ito
Yeah,
na lang.
because it's already 6:17, sis. So,
Oo.
yeah, we'll just play
Okay.
your song to close the show.
All right.
The
But
other
maybe
song
we
next
can
week
have,
na lang yon.
yeah, oo. We can ask for ano, I think, parang ano, yung message ni Fatima, parang ano, we've been
Tama ba,
receiving,
sis?
we've been getting a
Makapangyarihan?
lot of ano, a lot of positive message from you, yung mga takeaways maganda. Pero gusto natin i-summarize ngayon. What would you like to say as a summary
To
sa ating topic ngayon, di ba? I mean,
Oo.
your take sa pandemic that's happening sa point
Yeah.
of view from a nurse, no? Like you, an
Yeah.
artist, affected both both worlds mo affected as a
Yes.
medical practitioner and also an artist, diba?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them are
Abs-
extremely affected.
Yes, yes.
So
That's
yeah.
why you're perfect for this show.
Right?
You have so much
So
to
yeah.
share.
So ako siguro, first of all, guys, we're all in a pandemic. Don't ever think that nag-iisa ka lang in the battle, you know. Frontliners are also battling for you in their behalf, you know, but then also respect them as much as you can. You know, respect frontliners first of all. Don't like hate on them. Kasi minsan baliktad pa yung nangyari. Like, just because our nurses are handling COVID patients and our medical personals are handling COVID, pandidirihan nyo pa sila. Parang mali
Yeah,
din yun. Alam mo
discrimination is
yun?
not good. Yeah.
Yeah, don't ever do that.
Ang tawag doon sis hate.
Mm.
So when
O, diba
when
sis? Oo, ang daming hater.
hate, yeah, when people, guys, during the pandemic, this is really a situation where we have to examine ourselves. Are we hateful people or loving people, di ba? Because
Exactly.
every negative action that we take is driven by hate. So, nakita mo, alam mo yung pinagdadaanan ng frontliner, di ba? The nurses in particular, and then you're even going to pandidirihan mo pa. I mean,
Oo,
really.
parang mali eh.
Yeah.
Parang diba, saan ka nakakita ng ganun, diba? Parang they're actually risking their lives for you every day. And then gaganunin mo pa sila.
It's been a year,
Diba?
more than a year na
So
silang ganyan.
I don't think it's right that you treat them that way. That's my first message. And second, you know, if you really want to help, take care of yourself. Take care of
Correct.
yourself, your family. You know, you respect the protocols. And you know, kasi kailangan respetuhin mo rin kasi it will follow suit. You know, parang if people see that hindi ka ginagawa mo yung part mo, hindi ka nagko-complain, alam mo yun, you just move forward. You move forward with the optimism and the positivity that things are gonna get better. It will take time, but then people should understand that this is a challenge. Don't take it as if this is the end of the world. No, it's a challenge meant to be overcome. And if you
Yes.
think about it that way, you just have to put the determination and the optimism just to go and have faith. You know, have faith at the end of the day. Yung
Correct,
message ko sa
correct.
inyo, always ask yourself this. What have I done today to make things better?
Yeah.
I mean, not just for myself, you know, always ask yourself that. Parang, and another question is, what am I thankful for today? Because it's so easy to complain, guys. It's so easy to complain. I've been with complainers for a long time. Trust me, I have a lot of patience and everyone else that are really complainant. But then, you know, I always try to understand. You know, at the end of the day, understand that. But if you already see that complaining is not getting you anywhere, then stop doing that. Second, stop worrying. I think that's the third one. Stop worrying. If there's one thing that you should be doing right now is feeding yourself with things that can, that can give you knowledge, can give you wisdom, and also at the same time, make you look forward in an optimistic way. Stop
Yeah.
looking at things that will not make you happy. Because
Yeah.
always remember that's the reason why your mind is over your heart. Don't let your emotions judge everything. Let your mind do the judging first before your heart. Anything that you judge using your emotions would always be irrational. That's the
Very well
reason why
said.
that's the reason why kaya isip din tayo parang when we think of positive thoughts, don't think about everything else that's negative because there's so many things to be thankful for in the world right now. Alam mo yun, kasi yung nakalimutan ng tao ngayon eh. Parang it's so easy to blame a lot of things. But then when you ask yourself, ano nagawa ko? Ano ba yung kulang ko? I mean, meron pa ba akong magagawa? Alam mo yun, kasi I'm not saying na kulang pa yung nagawa mo or anything like that. But at the end of the day, who wins is a person who gives more. Again, as what I was just trying to tell everyone, God gave us talents and skills. If at the end of the day you don't use them, then he will take that away from you. So I mean, it's
Yes,
simple
yes.
logic. Use what you have, and stop thinking that the world's gonna end like that. No, it's not. It will end
This
with
is
you if you allow
it's
your
a
mind to. So
this pandemic is a season, guys. It's a season
yeah,
where
it's a challenge. It's a
yeah,
challenge.
it's either we will Tagalog na lang, it's either hihilahin niya tayong pababa, palubog, or we're going to find
Mhm.
something within ourselves that we're going to rise up, 'di ba? And
Exactly.
Yeah.
survive. So,
So yeah,
that's all
stay
we have
safe.
to do.
Makabounce
Stay
back tayo.
safe, be faithful, stay
Yes.
Oo.
positive,
Yeah, correct.
move
Yeah,
So,
not
forward
not not
and
not like not like COVID positive, okay? But
yeah,
I mean
right.
like the
yeah,
state,
Sorry
yeah.
for
like in your
that.
mind. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Do
kasi
something
do yan eh. Oh.
do
Yeah,
something
Yeah.
encouraging with your time now. There's
correct.
so much
Something
Yes,
to
and
fruitful. Yeah, fruitful
yeah, and
and
always
meaningful.
encourage. Speaking of encouraging, always encourage other people. Don't
Yes.
don't ever think kasi sabay-sabay tayo nakaka-experience nito eh. Alam mo
Mm.
'yon, like don't ever kasi parang if you stop encouraging people, wala na, lahat 'yan manghihina na, alam mo 'yon? You need to
uh,
be that person who's gonna be the source of hope to other people also. And if you can do that, then do it. You know what, hindi ko rin alam na makakagawa ako ng simbahan, yung maliit kong foundation sa gitna ng
no?
pandemic. Alam mo 'yon, hindi ko rin alam.
Yeah,
Tas dalawa pang simbahan 'yun. But, we try. We try to
yeah.
survive kasi kung yung simbahan na 'yun or yung things that we do, kasi in Project Protect, we were able to actually feed about 2,000 families. So, I mean, sa gitna ng pandemic 'yun, ha. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
bumagyo pa, there's always a
basically,
possible way.
if
Yeah,
you
correct.
are, if quickly lang, if DJ Remo, I just want to say this,
Yes,
no,
yes.
in addition to what Fatima is saying, if you're the type of person who doesn't have the positivity in your life right now to encourage other people, and you're the opposite, then you have the responsibility to try to find to do something to do that will encourage you. You cannot allow yourself to stay at the bottom of the pit if you're at the bottom of the
Exactly.
pit. So
Yeah,
you
correct.
need to be conscious, right? Just like what Fatima said kanina, you have to be logical. And what do I do to get myself out of this funk, out of
Yeah.
this deep
It,
Mess.
darkness
Yeah.
that I'm inside, no? Yun lang ang gagawin natin para magtulungan. And that is, it's perfect. It's a perfect message for Gising Diwa because Gising Diwa is, yun nga, to encourage, no? Gisingin ng mga
Yeah.
natutulog, mga ayaw magpagising, mga nagtutulog-tulugan.
Oo.
And we all start as individuals for this country to become better. We
That's so
have,
true.
with what
okay.
Fatima has said, DJ Raymond, no, trying to build a couple of churches in the middle of the pandemic is something that is community based. She is getting out of her individuality and going beyond family, going for community goals. Which, if everybody will do that, no, if a lot of people will do
Yeah.
that, we're really going beyond. We have to embrace the fact that we cannot live on
Yeah.
our own. We are not islands. Nobody can survive on our own.
Exactly.
So we embrace our roles as individuals within a
Yes.
community and as a country, and then we will finally get out of this
That's so
terrible
true.
situation our country is in, di ba?
You find
And
a
Correct.
way to help. You find a way, always find a way to help. Kasi
saka,
people are always asking, "Oh, maliit lang 'tong natulong." No, it does not matter, big or small. Your every effort counts. Trust me.
Yeah.
It does not matter kahit ano lang yung bigay mo. Whatever you have, always remember, it's not from you.
All
It's
right.
not from
correct,
you.
So
So
yeah, with
correct.
that thought, yeah,
it's not
we have
from
to
you.
wrap. Yeah, we have to wrap up
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and we will
6:30
share
na.
this.
Okay.
Yeah, we have sharing this song. Okay,
Yes.
tell us about this makapangyarihan, makapangyarihan
Oh, yeah.
live. And,
Makapangyarihan at 12 Monkeys. So, Makapangyarihan is basically a love song. It's kundiman. So, we put a funk twist to it with Tukar Sinati. So, enjoy, guys!
Sis,
all
thank you
right. So
so
thank
much.
you, once again,
Thank you so much,
Fatima. Thank
DJ
you for
Raymond. And
inspiring
sis,
us.
Jug, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you, sis.
Okay, let's
Take
appreciate
give
you
ito
care.
pala,
guys.
meron, yeah, okay. Shout out na lang din kay Joey. Yeah,
Hi,
sorry daw, late siya.
Joey.
Okay, the
Nay,
last
idol ko.
rapper.
Thank you,
All right, let's
Joey.
play this song. Thank you. Stay safe, guys. Everyone, ha? Stay safe. Stay
Bye,
home lang.
sis. Bye, DJ
Bye,
Raymond.
Joey, take
sis.
care.
Bye, DJ
God
Salamat.
bless.
Raymond. Salamat sa
Diba?
lahat. Bye-bye. God bless.
God bless.
Magustuhan niya.
Ito po ang version namin ng love song.
It's a kundiman breakbeat or kundiman funk.
Ano tawag natin sa kundiman natin? Kundiman break.
Kundiman breaks.
Kundiman breaks. So we're piecing our culture.
Ito po yung bagong take namin sa kundiman song.
Pwede naman.
Tayo'y magbalik sa kahapon!
Nagawa mo sa'king nawawala sa sarili, nabibigay sa'yo. Di ko man nasabihin, nais ko'y paniwatig mga nararamdaman ko. Humigit pa ng isip, panikay mapilit, di magandang sasabihin ko. Kaya na silang iipag-ibay, makapiling sumama sa akin hanggang pulo ng mundo. Dahil buhay ko lang at maligalig, dahil sa iyong pag-ibig, oh pag-ibig, oh pag-ibig, oh pag-ibig. Alam ko sa isip, ngunit kahit na ganyan, mawibis pa rin. Pagkat ang puso kong ito ay may kinalaman, na di ba mamahal sa buhay ko ito, ay magkailan pa ba?
Turuan mo akong maintindihan itong alam na nananaig sa damdamin, tumutulak sa aking paglingkod sa'yo. Magpakailan may di ba ipagkailan na lagi ka na sa aking piling. Hindi ka ng dalawang isip na ako ihagkan, sa iyong piling ko lamang naramdaman tunay na kalinga. At kahit ako'y napakasutin-sutin, naman kong umaasa kang makita ko pagmamahal sa likod ng kamanayan. Gabi buhay naman na maigalit, dahil sa iyong pag-ibig, oh pag-ibig, oh pag-ibig, oh pag-ibig. Nakala ko sa isip, ngunit kahit na kaya, mabibis pa rin. Pagkat ang puso kong ito ay may pinalaman, na di magmamahaliw sa buhay kong ito. Magpakailan pa ba?
Nailang na di ba naalais ko, hindi na nagawa di pa sa alibata. Kundi mata mabayaan, lampas sila ay sumasayaw sa kabubatan. Naluluwan niya walang sa kaluwakan. Sa kanya siya ay nabaliw, nagkaroon na naman. Ako di magsasabi din, siya Tinagura pa sa nakulit-ulitin. Namanapanaginip ang kadungan naman ang isip. Mawalan ang ipapakala sa ating magsasama. Alang-alang ka lang at di magkasal. Mamawala ang isa para makatang nauli na. Musika ay ikaw ang minahal ko na mawala man na lahat. Nananakit sa'yo ay di sa langit. Musika, mawala man na lahat. Kanamanap sa'yo ay di sa langit.
Divina gracia. Para mo, pare ko. Yan buhay palalakay galing dahil ang sa'yo ang ibig o pag-ibig Alala mo sa isip Ulit kahit na ganyan Pag-ibig balik Pagkat ang puso ko Ito ay maninanaman Na di mamamalin Sa buhay ko ito Pagpakailan pa mo Salamat.
Salamat po.